old or fucking what? All right, first I have to acknowledge a lot of friends in this audience that really, for me, it's like a high school reunion. The first person is Perfidia and June, that I just have to acknowledge. Stephen Perfidia ran the Wig Bar at House of Field, and I just have to acknowledge you because you're a big part of that time. Anyways, but more importantly, without further ado, I want to introduce the amazing Michael Selvich, right here, wearing a fantastical one of two David Dalrymple shirt. You probably have lipstick all over you, but get over it.
Hi, everybody.
Wow. How long did you record Pat and all of this? How long did this take you? I just have to start there. I don't even know where to start. I had a lot of questions.
That's a good place to start. We filmed for about 10 months, starting in February of 22. And, not 24/7, but very focused, picking times to film. And we started editing. We overlapped. We edited for about 7 months. Is Rob Tate here? Rob, are you here?
Editor?
I thought he was here tonight, our editor, Rob Tate, who did an amazing job. So we overlapped. We did 10 months shooting, about 7 months editing, and overlapped them a bit.
How did you meet Pat? Why did you want to do a story about her? What the fuck?
Yeah, Sam Paul is here, who produced this film with me.
Oh, the guy,
Where are you,
the
Sam?
cute guy in the suit.
Sam's in the back,
Okay.
laying back, hiding from everybody. Sam and I were working on a project for CNN. It was a doc series called American Style, and I interviewed a whole bunch of people for that series, and Pat was one of them. And this was, back right before COVID. And she came in and gave this really fun interview. She was funny, she was smart, she was that. And she left the room, and I remember turning to the crew and saying, somebody needs to make a documentary on this woman. And that's how the seed started. And then, of course, I thought, oh, she's going to be so excited that I want to do this. And I went and pitched it to her, and she said no.
I was going to say, boy, are you wrong.
Exactly. I was like, what hit me? What happened? She's like, I don't like to be put on a pedestal, and I don't like to be the center of attention, and blah, blah, blah. So that was in December of 19, and we all know what happened right after that. And then about almost 2 years later, in the summer of 21, I had been thinking about it a lot. I couldn't stop thinking about it because she just wouldn't budge. And I approached her again.
Pat Fields, CNN.
Yeah. I think in 21 in the summer, I think I took a different approach, and I said to her, Pat, anybody can make a doc on you. You're a public figure, but I wasn't really interested in doing like interviews in archival, like a traditional documentary, which is what American Style was. But I said, I want to follow you. Like, I want to see you work. I want to see you shop. I want to get inside your head. I want to watch you in a fitting. That was important. Like, I want to understand. I want to see your process. And I said, if you don't do it now, like, when are you going to do that? And I think that was part of what made her go like, I guess that's true.
Well, I think you captured, Patricia, I think there's so many facets that many people are not aware of. And how many of our extended family and friends that were really a part of making this history. And Patricia, for me, is family. And she really dominated a time that was self-expressive. And she captures this, and I think you are able to capture it along with the testimonials and all the history that is really unbeatable, I think. I don't know, I told Michael before, I said, Natasha Lyonne has to play her in the drama, because who's gonna play Patricia? I don't know, who's gonna play her?
Everybody realizes that this is Rebecca who was in the film, right? Rebecca Weinberg.
I'm the weird lady with the hat.
With the big hat, who was with Pat for 11 years.
Yeah. But there was more. I mean,
Also, I'm sorry, I forgot. We had a little message from Pat that you guys were going to show us because she felt so bad that she could not come tonight. She was just not feeling great.
Do we have a, can we play
yeah,
it?
I think you guys are going to roll it.
Hi guys, Patricia Field here. Sorry I can't be with you. However, you're in the hands of my director, Michael Selvage, who created the film. And I hope you enjoy it, and I'm so happy that you came.
In true Pat style.
Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Anyways, I think you did an amazing job at capturing Pat through all of her facets. I think that there's a bigger backstory that you could tell 5 stories about her life, but I think it was an amazing encapsulated moment of her extraordinary ability as a costume designer, as a free thinker, as a creative spirit, which, you know, in this industry is really not really welcomed. I mean, I think that it's a hard, it's a road less traveled, let's say.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, thank you. I mean, we could have done a whole film just on her store.
Yes.
You know,
I think I said that to Perfidia a long time ago. I said, we should just do a story about 8th Street.
So much.
A musical.
In fact,
better yet.
Yeah. We found about a couple hundred hours of archival footage, a lot of it in the store. We shot about 100 hours of our own footage, and then we had a couple hundred hours of it. So it was a very daunting task.
A broad task,
to
yeah.
To put that together.
Well, it's wonderful to see, and I think that there's probably a lot of people in this audience that you know, that have been a part of this story, and I could just name a few. There's Eric Damon in the audience, who
has worked in Pat's store? I know there's like at least 10 of you.
At least, I don't know. I know there's Ayumi.
I see, yeah.
And Steven. And well, Eric didn't work
maybe
in the
there's
store.
not 10.
Maybe not. But there's a lot of friends, and you know, the story is it's thick and it's rich in history.
And
certainly.
you worked on a lot of the projects, right, that Pat did?
I did. I know in the documentary, it's really I'm like the lover, but
well, you know,
and I was the lover.
We had a cut that was about 45 minutes longer, and it was just too much, and I had to really.
So yes, that's
tighten
true. I started out as an assistant. Early on in some of the earlier projects, certainly with David Frankel and Barry Johnson, and I started on long before Sex and the City, and then I assisted, and then when Sex and the City came around, I sort of asserted myself, and I was like, I want to be a costume designer, and so Pat was like, okay, you know, in her way, and so she allowed me to express myself, but I don't think I could have done it without, you know, everybody that was there to support us. And it takes a fucking village to do a show, to live a life, to run a store, to be present. And I really, it's really, I'm 50 something years old and I'm still learning. I learned so much from her. I really did. And yes, we worked a lot of projects together, and I know that the show doesn't really reflect, but you know, there's a lot of people here in this audience that were a huge part of creating what Pat's story is. It took all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, it took all of us to make it go. So thank you. Yeah, it was an exciting time, and I'm still in the business 30 plus years later, and I'm still styling and doing my jam, but she made it all happen for many of us. Many.
Yeah. Should we take
Yeah, let's do some
from you
questions.
guys?
Please, let's ask some questions.
Does anybody have any questions?
No? Oh,
Okay.
come on, you guys.
See you later.
Wait, anybody? I know my friends have some questions. Anybody?
Where did the Carrie necklace come from?
Well, the Carrie necklace was a subway ride
You
out
mean
to.
the idea or the actual necklace? What do you mean?
Well, I think a lot of the kids at the time were wearing nameplate necklaces. I know that a lot of the Italian girls, a lot of the girls from the Bronx, a lot of the girls from Brooklyn were wearing them. And I remember my car broke down and I was on my way out to Silver Cup and I saw these girls with these necklaces. And I remember buying Pat a necklace in Canal Street. And then before we knew it, we had found a necklace and then we had created a necklace. And that was like her necklace that she was gonna wear all the time. And we were like, let's create a piece of jewelry that's just like hers. And that's where the necklace came from.
Did Pat wear a Patricia necklace?
She still wears a Patricia necklace on occasion.
I feel like I've seen her wear it. Yeah.
I think it was the one that I gave her 150 years ago. I don't know. Anything else? Come on. No? Yeah?
What was the most surprising thing you found from following Pat for that period of time?
Could you repeat the
The
question?
most surprising thing, is that what you're saying, from following her? I don't know if there's a most surprising thing. I mean, I loved how she would love to surprise people in her work. And so watching her do a fitting was always fun, where you're kind of like Brisha was, like, how does this make sense? Like, it was fun to see them play like that. And I think I tried really hard to have some elements in the film that would also surprise you guys, because I was inspired by her surprising us. Like the beginning was something that a lot of people ask about.
Yeah, why did you come up with the swimming intro?
Well, there were two reasons. The first was that I wanted to show how active and vibrant she still is without having to have somebody say she's active and vibrant, to just show it to you. But then I also was thinking, wouldn't it be interesting to start in the bottom of a pool and then people are sitting in a movie theater and they're saying like, am I in the right movie? What is this? What does this have to do with Pat Field? So I thought I would surprise you. So that was part of it.
I love that. I remember when in the first years that I met Pat, she used to go to Coles, which was a facility that was an auditorium that was attached to NYU. And she was an alumni, and so she had a membership, and I used to go and I'd be like, oh, we're gonna go swimming, okay, let's go swimming. And she wanted to go swimming all the time, so I love that she swam, I mean, in the early years she swam a lot, which was always surprising, like a night after a club, and then like, let's go to the pool in the morning. I wasn't down with it always. So that was surprising.
Yeah.
I love that. Anybody else? Anybody other questions? 5 minutes,
Yeah.
okay.
Where does she shop nowadays in New York City?
She loves Ina, who was here last night. Do you guys know Ina? There's
Consignment store.
There's like three of them. There's a men's and a woman's, and I think there's an.
She's got one in Chelsea, and I think that she has one still in Nolita.
Bridge Street. Yeah. Anyway, she loves Ina. She loves she loves Bergdorf, but there's someplace else. Sam, do you remember? There's like two places that she loves, and Ina's one of them. I can't think of the other one. But anyway, she loves consignment stores. And you know, vintage stuff. That place that we shot is like once or twice a year.
The Manhattan Vintage Show,
on 26.
Metropolitan, right.
It's really great. It's like a whole block big. And by the way, everybody, Pat is moving her gallery across the street into a storefront, which is happening this month, 211 East Broadway, where you can get stuff like this. But you should go visit her. She loves when people come in and say hi. 211 East Broadway. I think the end of the month it'll be open. Yeah.
This is just anecdotal, maybe you can answer, but what's the most expensive or like insane thing that she ever purchased? Like, is it shoes or is it a bag or is there?
You mean for a TV show?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, those Jimmy Choos that are in the film are expensive, and that dress, that the one in Paris that fills the bed.
That was a loner. That was a Givenchy. That was a loner.
It was a very expensive dress.
You know, that's a good question. Maybe Eric Damon could answer that. Eric Damon is here. Eric Damon worked with us on Sex and the City, was also a costume designer of Gossip Girl. Most expensive thing, I don't know. There was a shit ton.
Usually the expensive things were borrowed. And
Well,
they had to give them back.
I have to tell you, when we first started Sex and the City, we didn't have very much budget. And then as the series grew with with popularity, more and more designers became more willing to lend us stuff. Because in the beginning, nobody wanted to lend us anything. We had a larger budget, but we had less resources. And as the show gained, some momentum, things were like, oh, here. And then so by the time of like the 4th or 5th season, you would walk in and you would have like 12 boxes of Chanel or like 6 boxes of Givenchy Haute Couture. And you were like, holy crap. So I don't know what would be the most expensive. That's a good question, but I don't know. We shopped a shit ton. Yeah, that's true. She was frugal.
Maybe that's how high-low started.
That's the high-low. I still style like that.
It makes it so much more special, and people think that we're out buying all this amazing couture.
Truly.
That's all being set free, but the real art of it was Pat, I think, being like, go to my store, find something amazing.
Find something. Keep looking. Go in the sale rack. It's funny, her voice. It's funny when you hear those early years, and I just have to note, because I have watched the show, but you really notice it because she has like such a sweet voice and her, and she sounds like Harley Firestein. It's really amazing.
All right, I'm getting signals from
Yeah, we're gonna go.
that there's another movie playing.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you all so much. Tell your friends. We are here all week, and also it's streaming now on Apple and Amazon. So tell your friends.
There you go.